feelings doesn't matter, their emotions doesn't matter. That's where the problem is. And then they grow up, and then we're training something that we really don't want to see in the nearest future. So as parents, we must be intentional about knowing why did this happen? Why, if he had done something wrong, what instigated this action? Does he have friends that are influencing him negatively? Has he seen a movie that is making him want to replicate this action?
Right.
He's always insulting his siblings. What is the cause of this? So we must get to the root cause of issues and then encourage the boys to express themselves. If a boy is sitting down somewhere and he's not saying anything, he's not saying anything, he's not doing anything, be intentional about finding out why. Have communications with him. What's the problem? What happened? Force him to talk because he actually has something to share. When you do that, you would get to find out what the challenges are, and then it will be easier to prefer solutions to what's happening.
Amazing.
Beautiful.
So, Jeremy, I want to paint this illustration for you. Growing up, or maybe with my interaction with some elderly people who have, children, male and female gender, sometimes I realize that the mothers usually leave the bulk of the responsibilities for the fathers of those children. For example, if a boy child does something, or maybe he's even going through something, let's say puberty, for example, and they're like, go and meet your daddy, or they'll tell the dad in the room, go and meet your son, they want to talk to this boy about it. So I somehow feel, based on my own observation so far, that there might probably be a gap, a motherly gap sometimes in raising boys. So I want to ask you now, based on your experiences so far with your initiatives and everything that you have come about, do you think there's actually that gap, and what can we do to ensure that both parents are actively involved in raising their children?
Okay, so thank you so much. Yes, the point you've made is very valid, very vital and significant because unfortunately, our mothers tend to say, I take care of my girl, you take care of your boy, indirectly. Just like you said, they always send the boys to their father. Please go and meet your father, don't disturb me, don't disturb me. And I don't think that's the best practice.
All right.
Unfortunately, I'm a man, I'm proud to be a man. A lot of our fathers have failed in being intentional about the boy child raising up of the boy child. Now, reasons being that most of them grew up not having fathers who intentionally trained them. A lot of men have learnt life themselves by themselves, right? So they tend to just want the girls to also, their boys, their sons, to they'll figure it out because they feel that I figured it out, you would figure it out. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And that's a problem. And then now, I really want to call out our mothers. Yes, you guys are amazing. We celebrated you just some days ago. I celebrate all the mothers here, all the ladies, the girl child. You guys are amazing. But God will hold every parent responsible for the boys. He would not say your daughter was well or your boy was this. God will hold us responsible. So for our parents, our mothers, we have to be how about parents who have just boy childs? Do you understand? So we must be intentional about, just like you asked, learning all that you need to learn to train the boy child's rights, right? And then our mothers must be there. They should not let the boys go. They should be intentional. They should be involved in the training of the boy child.
Very amazing. But, some mothers will say that raising boys or training boys can be quite difficult, especially at that young age. So I don't know what kind of tips that you can give to these people now that can encourage them to be much more available in that beginning stages for their children.
Okay, thank you so much. I believe that as humans, mostly as mothers, we are creators. God has created humans, yes, but God has given us those boys to groom them into the reality of the image of God, right? So now, for our mothers out there, I understand. My mother gave birth to 5 boys. We don't have any girl child in our house, so I know what we put her through. So, but when you understand that you have an assignment to raise a future president of Nigeria, you have an assignment to raise a generational leader. You must be intentional about. There's no tip that will take away the pain. If that's what you're looking for to exist, there's no tip that will take away the stress of raising a boy child. But the intentionality, knowing that you're creating a leader, you're creating a nation, you're creating a future, you must be intentional about ensuring that you train that boy child in the best possible way, understand their challenges, become a friend to that boy. Become a friend to that boy. So mothers are very good at this. They have different roles they play in the life of their children. They can be a friend today, and tomorrow they can be a disciplinary. Tomorrow they are a teacher. Tomorrow they are the chef. So have those different roles, but understand, have a cordial relationship with that boy. That way, in fact, there's a mother of mine growing up at a point. She had done so much good for me that whenever I wanted to make a wrong decision, I remember I said, how would this woman feel if she hears that I did? To become that friend to that boy, and he will be intentional about ensuring that he makes you proud.
I love it. All right, let's talk about the role of the role education would play, right, in bringing up boys. So let's talk about it. Do you think, the educational system here in Nigeria, do you think they're getting it right? If no, what should they put in place to ensure that they are also, impacting positively to the upbringing of boys?
Okay, thank you so much. I really don't think the educational system of our country has done bad or wrong in any way.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we have a lot of girl child. Obviously, the world is populated by girls ahead of boys. And then we have girls are more intentional when it comes to their education. So you give it to them for that. So, but I think where I would come in is that the world generally has really giving its attention to the girl child. So if you go online, you will see sponsorship for the girl child, UNICAF, I'm calling out UNICAF, I'm calling them out, UNICAF sponsorship to the girl child, 1,000 girls sponsorship for tech training and all of that. But we hardly get to see such encouragement for the boy child as well. I spoke to somebody recently who also told me that they try to do these things for the boys, but then they see that the boys are not serious. Do you understand? They start up a program and then they never get to finish it up. So I really don't know what to say. But all I would like to say is that we should be more intentional about supporting the boy child as well, just the same way we support the girl child in the economic sector, the educational sector, sorry.
Amazing, Jeremy. Thank you so much. We're wrapping up the conversation pretty soon, but I'd like to also ask this question because I think that sometimes we are very critical of boys. We might have opened this up a little, sometimes when they misbehave and they are less attentive when they're quietly struggling. So I want to ask this question: how do we discipline boys without breaking their spirit of confidence? So then, you said you grew up with 5 boys. I also grew up with boys. I don't have a sister. I've always wanted to have a sister, but I've seen the kind of discipline that was met on all of us. Mine was a little different. Theirs was more intense because they are boys. They should take it. And I'm wondering if we can probably discipline them without breaking their spirit of confidence. What do you have to say as we begin to wrap up the show?
Okay, thank you so much. I think this is also very important, the way we discipline the boy child. Generally, we just feel that the boys are strong. We feel that the boys are responsible, they have it all. So when they do wrong, we want to pour it all out on them. And then they see how we discipline the girl child in a different manner, do you understand? And I think that's not generally fair. So what we can do is discipline the boy child, it's fine, yes. So whatever measure you decide to use, I don't believe in physical, that's flogging the child and all of that. I believe that there are ways that you can know what a child loves, and then when he or she does wrong, use those games and all of those things to create a sense of discipline to him. And then whenever you discipline a child, call that child back. Explain. So you said, I think there's a parable that says when you hit the child with one hand, use the other hand to bring him back. Sometimes we just beat him and then beat the boy, discipline the boy, and we just let him go. No, draw them back, make them understand what they did wrong, make them apologize, and then show them love. So when a child sees that my mother or my father flogged me or seized my game for 1 month, yet the next morning they still made my favorite meal, bread and egg, it's like, okay, is there something wrong? Is this punishing me and also loving me? So you're not taking out the place of your love for the child, right? You're making them understand that, yes, I love you so much, but when you do the wrong thing, you will be disciplined. So if we can create that balance, I think it would help us.
Amazing. Great work again, Jeremy. We have one more comment as we wrap up the show from Owolabi Halima. She said, I hope boy child education will get the spotlight it needs. And yes, that's why we have conversations like this on the table. This is Still Ways Breakfast. Ensure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and be part of what we do. So as we celebrate boys today, let's remember supporting the boy child doesn't take away from the girl child. It means we're working towards a balanced future for everyone. Thank you, Jeremy, for lending your voice to this conversation. Thank you, God's Beauty. Thank you to our viewers. And next week, Mondays to Friday, right here on this table, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. We'll be back. Have a great weekend.
Hello, you. Yes, you. This is Osayome Sale from Ways Primetime. Now, we appreciate your continued support for watching our content, following us across all our social media. But we've noticed, for those of you watching us on YouTube, 88.5% of you who watch our content aren't subscribed to our channel. Why? Now, if you are enjoying our content, you enjoy our shows, and you want to stay updated on all things Ways, it's time to hit that subscribe button below. Now, subscribing isn't just for you. It's for the growth of our channel. It helps us get bigger and better. With your support, we can continue to bring even more intriguing and exciting content. How about you subscribing right now and being a part of our community?